As a first child, I remember very vividly of that protective nature of very early when he was little saying, you know, I'm always going to take care of you.
Oh, look who's there!
What would you like to buy, Mom?
Well,
He was just a very active boy, very much into sports.
oh, look at that!
Just a bundle of energy, a bundle of smiles, a bundle of love. Just, you know, I can just remember every morning be running into our bedroom, sun's up, time to play.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Garrett.
He would spend hours shooting hoops. He was unable that Saturday to shoot hoops.
We took him to the doctor for a stomach ache and ended up finding out he had a large tumor in his liver and rushed him up to Yale, New Haven, and 3 weeks later he was gone. It was just very important for both Heidi and I to move forward and to be energized. It's really enabled us to do the work for our son and keep his memory burning bright, and it's really important to us.
Tell everybody what's your brother's name?
Alex.
Yay! What's your name?
Garrett.
And who's got it?
He died a year before I was born. Garrett is his legacy, and his legacy is the foundation, and that's the only way I've ever known Garrett. I didn't know the boy who liked to play basketball. I didn't know the boy who said, sun's up, time to play.
We don't have any administrative costs because I also work for the business. So the contributions that we get really go directly to funding our programming.
Afterwards, we were shocked parents and stunned and sad, and we sort of were looking for some answers. And when we ended up with Judah Folkman up at Harvard, and he was just tremendously helpful, and we became really enthusiastic about what he was doing and thought we'd support him. And that's really where the research started.
He gave us the hint that down the road, 10, 20, 30 years from now, that this would be curable.
We started with one intern in Judah's lab, working on angiogenesis, the growth of blood vessels, which is what happened to Garrett. He basically had a surge in blood vessels in his liver.
The Garrett B. Smith Foundation and the Smith family has supported me from when I began my lab as junior faculty at Children's Hospital in Boston, which is part of Harvard Medical School, and it's been over a decade now. The people who support this foundation are friends now because they come back every year and they donate them generously. It really drives the mission home for them. That what we do, even though we work on mice, matters.
It's really folks like the Smiths, the Garrett Foundation, that go a step further. Let's start with something new. Let's find something innovative, out of the box. And by getting seed funding to young investigators, we really can go places where we can't go with the NIH. The research that's been funded at Dana-Farber has concentrated largely on pediatric cancers. And what we've been able to do is really unravel the genetic framework of many of these malignancies, looking at proteins and genes that we can actually target to try to specifically go after the underpinnings of the cancer with new agents, different than chemotherapy, try to come up with a new avenue towards treatment. And we've been very successful at getting there.
The medical care was wonderful. We had the benefit of having a very supportive structure of family and friends, but yet we would be in the room with another young patient who rarely had a visitor, some surprise balloons or anything. This difference sort of hit me.
We learned afterwards about the clown care unit, and through a friend of ours, the Parnons, who lost a son. And we could see how that was lacking at Yale, New Haven.
I was feeling so bad.
The program at Yale that is supported by us is the only one in the country that is supported 100% by one organization.
Good bubbling. Ooh, a good bubbling.
We're taught to make the room shimmer before we leave, change the energy. And if that works, that's gold. You just feel it in your heart, in your body. It's the most amazing work I've ever done.
You're not a tree?
I'm a kid.
It's about connecting with that child, connecting with that parent. What's up, man? And feeling what they need for that moment. It's just a weird connection that's magical. It's just magical what we can do.
They really brighten up the day of the staff and help us remember why it is that we're here. It's not just to treat with medicines and procedures, but it's also to treat the spirit and the emotional heart of the children and families that we serve.
It's the best job in the world. You get to do work that's really, really meaningful, just incredibly moving, it's incredibly challenging, and you get a lot of joy. Woo! It's just finding that moment and that way in to connect with them and make them, just for a brief second, like a little shimmer or a little light, and then you can start to play.
How you doing? Welcome to the room where the bubbles are.
You get these beautiful little sparkling moments. They're unbelievable.
Thank you. I'm so glad to see.
Clear clinical studies from the NIH that show that caring for the emotional concerns, the spirit, the cheerfulness of the child and the family is critically important and improves outcomes.
We have to come here once a week, sometimes more. It's very difficult, and we're not here just for an hour. We're here sometimes for 6 hours or 7 hours.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You take the moments as they come, and you feel grateful that you can have even if it's just a few moments of him feeling like he's not here receiving chemotherapy. So many negative associations of coming here. There is a few minutes of him being 5 years old. We talk about them at home, like, is Dr. Chester going to be there? Oh, I want to do this with Dr. Chester. I can do some things, but very little to put a smile on his face, and this is something else that they can do that breaks it up. I mean, being in a hospital room for a whole week is very, very, very hard. I'm really thankful, I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful because it makes a difference in the lives of our family and in his life, and I'm sure so many other families' lives.
The day of the Garrett is really a warm gathering of old friends now, particularly after 20 years. It's, people know what they're going to get. They're going to get great weather, because that's Garrett's job to deliver, and he's never let us down.
The Garrett is kind of special, and it's an uplifting day. It is a fun tournament. It's not an obligation. It's something I look forward to, as opposed to something I feel I need to do for my close friends.
I feel like this is the time I'm spending with my son. I'm going to spend time with Alex, I spend time with Sabrina, now I'm spending time with Garrett. For me, that's where the source of strength comes from. And it comes in a certain part of the year. It comes over a few months period of time. I mean, it's with me daily, but the effort, the time and the effort really comes through doing the event.
Selfishly, it's really helped us keep Garrett's memory alive. And I feel like as a father, it's so important to spend time with your kids. And the truth is, this is the only way we have to spend time with Garrett. And I really think about that every year when working on the Garrett. I think of, this is my time with my son. That's all I've got.
I think he knows we're spending time with him. It's just our time, and this is what we're doing, and you're still with us.
I still picture him as a little guy sitting up in heaven, sitting on a big white puffy cloud, looking down and smiling and being happy. Knowing that we haven't forgotten him, that he's still he'll always be part of our family.
I think the biggest thing I've learned is that you don't have to meet someone for them to affect you.
Oh, look right there.
To me, Garrett's become about helping others, improving other people's lives. It's less, I think, about the individual person. I obviously wish I had known my brother. I wish he had never died, and as much as the Garrett's done all this good, I do wish he was here. But he is his legacy, and his legacy is about turning something horrible and bringing some good out of it, and ultimately helping other people.